Hey guys, welcome back to Rocket Gyan, my fellow space tubers. Okay, so today we have another launch. The launches which we are actually seeing from around 3 days consecutively, but every time it gets scrubbed because of the winds. Now, today is the fourth day, and will the fourth time be a charm? Today we'll have to see. So, hello everyone. Hi everyone. Hi Matthew. Hi Joe Smith. Hi Jungle Queen. Hi Hunter the Kerbal Whitey. Um, Hi David Striker. Hi Remaining Anonymous. Okay, so looking like many people have joined in and very excited for the launch, obviously. So let's see what do we have in store for us, and how NASA and how the weather gods will help us for today's launch. So without any further ado, we just get into it, and uh, we understand how the things will look like for today. Hi Naskar, hi Scott, hi on Rove Gaming. I am good. How are you? Um, okay, so let's just jump into the specifications. So, okay, the rocket. I know this is now, being repeated for so many times, but every time all know that repetition is nothing but good in space industry when it comes to rockets, because these are the rockets we don't see too many times. So if we know a bit about it, and so it's always beneficial. Thank you so much, David Striker, for that $2 super chat. Weather isn't going to be good till Thursday wind. We'll have to see what do we have in there. But right now, everything is go for the launch. So we'll have to see. Okay, so this is a Black Brant 12A rocket, Black Brant 12 rocket, which you can see here. This is a 4-stage rocket, first stage, second stage, third stage, and the fourth stage. Okay, so this is a Black Brant 12 rocket, and the rocket which is being launched today is the Black Brant 12A rocket, and the difference between these two is nothing but this orange stage. This version, the Black Brant 12, actually has the Taurus motor for this one, and the Black Brant 12A has the Terrier motor. That's all the differences, and right now the most upgraded version is the 12A. So yes, it is being launched today. um so okay, the next thing which we have to see is the Black Brant 12 is the, you can see the rocket family, the sounding rocket family of the NASA, all the way back from the Orion sounding rocket to now the Black Brant 12A. And now this rocket is very, the biggest one they have in terms of payload capacity and capability. So we'll see what we get for today's launch. So talking about the rocket itself, this rocket is very interesting in some of the aspects. What are those interesting aspects? I'll tell you all those things. Right now, Alpha Omega says, if I hold you personal responsible if it does not launch tonight. Well, we'll see. Fingers crossed, and let's hope we have a good launch today. And yes. So this is the first stage here is the Tellus motor. The second stage is the Terrier motor. The fourth stage is the the third stage is the Black Brant 5C motor, and the fourth stage is the Nika motor. All of these four stages runs on solid fuel as its propellant, and they use STPB, which is an industry standard. Now, this is the payload fairing in which today's payload will house, and obviously this will have all the interesting stuff today. I mean, the stuff which actually matters today. This is just a vehicle. This bigger, this big thing here is just a vehicle. Nothing as that interesting. But most interesting part is in this upper part only. This small part. Okay, we'll see what is that. And regarding the fairing, regarding these fins, You can see here, these are the four fins on the first and the second stage. They are arranged in cruciform configuration. What is cruciform configuration? Nothing but a cross form, in which you can see here these are arranged in the four fins are arranged in a cross formation. That's what we call as cruciform. And if you see it properly, you will also see that these fins are actually diamond shaped. And these diamond shaped fins actually means that you are actually getting some roll stability with these fins. And how does that affect? Today we'll tell you. Thank you so much, remaining anonymous. You are smarter than me. That's hard to do. I'm not smarter than anybody. I'm just a person who likes space, who likes knowledge, and who loves to spread the knowledge that I have, so that nobody's left behind, and people just tend to get interested in space sector. Because the thing is, when you know something then you get interested in that thing. Maths is hard and scary for so many people, I know. But the people who actually enjoy maths are those ones who actually you can understand maths. So whatever subject is your favorite, I can bet you are actually understanding that subject. That's why it's your favorite. So I make sure that you all understand what is going on today, so that space sector, rocket science maybe can become your next passion, and I'll be successful then. Okay, so this the talking about this diamond shaped fin, how can it provide the roll stability? So okay, these type of rockets, when they go up in space, right, if we have just a the thick sheet of metal and nothing else, they have a natural roll which happens because of the air. Okay, but because of this configuration in the diamond shape, when it is actually going up in the sky, you can see that the roll is being cancelled here, because the air will push on this side here and air will push on this side here. So this, if there is a force in this direction, and there is also a force in this direction, which means any roll which is induced during the ascent of the rocket by the natural causes is diminished, is actually mitigated. And now you can precisely control the roll which you actually want in the rocket, and that roll is controlled by the spin motors. Here you can see we have the spin motors. This is a bigger diagram. Here you can see here and we have spin motors here, we have spin motors here. And the role of the spin motor is simple, that it actually simply wants to stabilize the rocket, and that's what we call spin stabilized rocket. Nothing as a new concept, simply like if you are riding a bicycle, and when you are stay put and you are actually not riding it, the bicycle is standing and you are just on it, you tend to fall in either direction, right? But when you are actually riding it and the wheels are rotating, you are actually going fully straight, and there is no as such instability in the direction in which you are going. So that's what we have, the rotational stability. Similar to that, we have a spin stability here. When the rocket is spinning, it actually tends to go in its directed trajectory and does not fall in any other direction. So that's how this thing works. Choppy sound for anybody else? Is it choppy? I don't think so. Matthew. Good evening, everyone. Yes, hi, David. Fabulous narration. Thank you so much. Okay. Okay, that's what we have for the rocket, I think. The first stage, second stage, third stage, and the fourth stage. These are the four stage rocket, and you cannot notice that the fourth stage does not have the wings on it, because the fourth stage actually fires up and works in mostly in the upper part of the atmosphere, when the atmosphere is not at all present. So that's how the things work. Okay, now we can talk about the rocket profile, I mean the flight profile, which will happen today, which is this is first of all a sounding rocket. And the difference between these the rocket such as Falcon 9, Atlas 5, Delta 4 Heavy, and all those, and these sounding rockets are this only, that those are orbital class rocket, the Falcon 9, Falcon Heavy, and all those things, and these are just sounding rockets which just go straight up and then come down. And we can see that from the rocket trajectory here, it goes straight up and then comes down. Okay, I have this one question for you. If you can answer, that would be so much great. I mean, you can understand that the some of the rocket concepts. Okay, I have this one answer. Let's suppose we want to go to Mars. Okay, and I'll be a bit technical for technical people here, so bear me for that. We want to actually escape the Earth's gravitational influence, right? So that's where we have what we call escape velocity. When we are in orbit, we need to have more than 11.2 kilometers per second of velocity to escape the Earth's gravitational pull and go out in interstellar space to the Mars. Okay, so why can't we just go straight up rather than entering a parking orbit? Why can't we just go straight up and then to the Mars like this? If we don't want to actually orbit the Earth, we want to go somewhere else like Mars, why is there a need to orbit the Earth? We can just directly go to the Mars, right? We can just go straight up and up and up and up and then go to the Mars. That's a food for thought. Right now, you just think about it and answer, and I'll be, let me just finish this thing here. Solid audio, Jeff Kelly. Okay, fine. So I was talking about the difference between orbital and the sounding rocket. The sounding rocket actually simply means that it is going straight up and then coming down. And the orbital class has two stages, in which the first stage actually pushes it up, and the second stage, in layman terms, you can understand at the highest point of the orbit, it fires in the horizontal direction here, so that it achieves the Earth's orbit and it does not fall down like this. And yeah, so for today's flight profile, the rocket will go up, and it will, the payload section in which that fairing, and in that fairing we have the payload, right? And in those payload we have two canisters. So those two canisters will fire up at different times. The first canister will fire up during the ascent, the second canister will fire up during the descent, and both of them will fire say around at the same height, around 400 kilometer ish. And those are the canisters which are responsible for the creation of auroras, the tracers, and all those things. Okay, we are actually getting some answers here. Let me just see. Mars is my favorite planet, says Summer Shelley. Okay. We use the gravitational force of the Earth. Moshirab says, okay. I think it's fuel too much to go too straight. David L says, okay. Remaining anonymous says, because you have to use Earth's gravitational field to generate enough speed, geosync orbit will never accomplish that. Okay, I'll answer that. Let me just finish this thing and I'll answer your questions which you have. I mean, I have got the answer right now, but we have many answers, so I'll tell you what is the right answer today. Okay, so yeah, when those things will fire up, something will come out of those canisters and it will create the two things, the auroras here, which we are all waiting for, and the tracers also. And these tracers are unique by itself because they also kind of produce a show on the show in the sky, and yeah, it is also a treat to watch the tracers also. So now this is all we can think about. Now we can have a look at the Aurora formation maybe, but before Aurora formation, let me just answer your question, answer that question here. Yes, why can't we just go straight up and then reach Mars, right? Because the answer is simply that when we are just going straight up, we need to constantly fight against the Earth's gravitational pull. It is always and always pushing the rocket downwards, and the fuel is to be accounted for, the thrust is to be accounted for in that manner, because the Earth is always and always pulling us down when we are just going straight up. But that is not the case when we achieve an orbit. When we actually achieve an orbit, we are falling actually down on the earth. We are in actually weightlessness, and during that time when we are in a free fall around the earth, there is no gravity, I mean no gravitational force which is pulling us back to the earth, because we are free falling around the earth. And hence that bit of fuel which is wasted during the ascent, because we have to fight the gravitational force all the way up to, you know, whenever it um uh, comes out of the gravitational sphere of influence of the earth, it has to constantly fight that gravitational field. So yeah, that is where you can, you know, expect some kind of deterioration in the fuel. That's why we go we achieve an orbit and then go wherever we want to go. So that's how the thing is. Okay, run out of fuel, Rajesh Singh. Yes, so David L actually answered the question correctly actually. So yeah, isn't there just enough gravity to keep you in the orbit? Actually the thing is okay, I'll answer that. Before proceeding, we'll need to understand the aurora's creation, because we all know that auroras will be created today, and let's see how those things actually work out and how they are created. So this is the solar flare. Solar flare actually comes out in an event called coronal mass ejection for the sun, and along with the solar winds, those are actually the coronal mass ejection, or the solar flares are nothing but the plasma which contains the ionized particles. And when those ionized particles come near the Earth's magnetic field, most of them are deflected because of the magnetic shield which we have of the Earth. But some of them you know, follow the lines of the magnetic field which actually comes from the south pole to the north pole. They follow that direction and get accumulated in the poles here. It does not matter you go along the direction or you go opposite direction. It does not matter regarding that. So that's why we tend to, you know, those particles then get trapped in the polar region, because they have nowhere to go now. They have followed a trajectory and now they have nowhere to go. And now those plasma particles, those ionized particles, interact with the oxygen, nitrogen, small amount of oxygen, nitrogen present in the ionosphere in the presence of sunlight, to give out these beautiful northern lights we all know, and these beautiful angel hat on the head of our mother earth. So this is how these things work. And yeah, here you can actually see how these look like. David Stryker says, am I the only one who's scared of a EMP or Carrington event, or our world would be screwed? Well, we'll have to, you know, thank you so much for that $5, David. Really helps the channel. But right now we can see the thing here, but we'll talk about that. But yeah, this is how the auroras are created. We have an experiment also. Do you want to see that? So what colors will the rocket will make? It totally depends on the element which you are taking. And today the element which you are taking, we'll discuss about it. Don't worry. Okay. Then we have this cool video actually. I have here showing us the formation of the auroras. Shout out to the University of Leicester for making this video. This is a very cool video in which you can actually understand the concepts of aurora formation in a bit visual way. So I thought it would be great if you can have a look at it. So just
and it's a vacuum experiment. So what we have here is a vacuum chamber and a vacuum pump, which is a bit like a Hoover at home. And the vacuum pump sucks out most of the air out of the chamber. Not all of the air, but most of it. So it's recreating the conditions about 100 kilometers altitude where we see the aurora. Now inside this vacuum chamber, you've got a big ball here that represents the sun, and a small ball over there that represents the Earth. And within this small ball, we have this really strong magnet recreating the Earth's magnetic field. The next thing we do is we put a voltage from the sun to the Earth, and so we're drawing electrons from the sun towards the Earth. Now this recreates the solar wind of charged particles that is always flowing away from our sun and into interplanetary space. Now when these solar wind, or when these charged particles come towards the Earth, they get trapped onto the Earth's magnetic field lines and they get funneled into the northern and the southern polar regions. And when they get to the northern and southern polar regions, they collide with the gases that are there. And what they do, they excite these gases and they actually give energy to the electrons within them. When these electrons relax, they give out light at the characteristic frequencies, thus creating the aurora. That's basically how the aurora is created on Earth, and similar to how the aurora is created on all planets that have a magnetic field.
Yes, and yeah, that is how you know the auroras are created, basically a visual representation of what I actually made you understand. So that was the thing here. And now talking about the canister, we can have this barium, these bariums are there on the canister, and yes, they are doing its tournament for today. A map will be provided showing the range of the visibility. Yes, it will be provided t minus 48 hours. And guys, the canister which I just discussed actually contained this barium, and this one of you asked actually what is the what actually thing which depends on the color, what actually makes the color. So the thing which makes the color is the composition of the element. So this is the barium atom which will be used to ionize today, and this barium vapors will then interact with the oxygen nitrogen molecules present in the ionosphere and give us the plasma. Subspace aeronautics, is there any possibility that we can go to the space without feeling any G's? Nope. Until unless there is a something what we call space elevator, but still then also we'll experience a constant acceleration. Maybe we'll have to see, but right now we don't have any such technology, and I don't think so we'll have any such technology. Without any, we can't travel anywhere without feeling any G's. That's it, because we first need to apply some force that will induce some acceleration, and hence the things will happen. So yeah, so this barium atom is very unique by itself. You can see here this has 2 electrons in the outermost shell, which is actually loosely held because it is obviously away from the nucleus, and this this does not even have bodies to protect it. I mean, we only have these 2 electrons which are separated too far away, and they don't have other electrons also. Like in the inner shells we can see so many electrons are there, so if any outer forces attack the electrons, they can protect it. But not in the case of the outermost shell, they don't have enough electrons. So if any outermost power attack this barium atom, these electrons will just leave the barium atom, and it will form the barium 2 plus. So that's how the ionization will happen. But before making it ionize, we all know that the barium actually exists in this form, the barium metal. It does not exist in atom form or ionized form. So to make it ionize, what we do is we actually mix it with copper oxide here. The barium is in solid form, the copper oxide is in solid form, and then we actually perform a thermite reaction, which is nothing but a very strong exothermic reaction which produces a heat of around 2500 kelvins. At that heat, these two components react, and the products we get is Cu as in liquid form, copper as in liquid form, barium oxide liquid form, and the barium metal in liquid form. So these two actually remain in liquid form, and the barium which is in the liquid form actually vaporizes and vaporizes to form a gaseous state. And once it is in gaseous state, it will be easy to separate into atoms, and once it is separated into atoms, the sunlight will do its job to ionize the barium atoms. And now we have the ionized atoms, and the resulting thing which we get from the barium atoms is this. Okay, so this is the thing which we can expect, this or maybe this. This is more prominent thing which we can see. This is actually NASA has already repeated this experiment, and we can see this thing here. So these kind of views we are expecting today. Let's hope this happens. And the tracers which I was talking about, these tracers are here, and the tracers are nothing but those the copper in liquid form and the barium oxide in liquid form. They don't vaporize easily, so they follow the rocket trajectory forming a contrails like this thing here. So these are the tracers, these are the barium vapors which interact with the ionized particles and hence giving this characteristic look. Okay, I really don't want to repeat this again tomorrow. Let's hope this thing flies today. So this is a visibility map for all of you living in United States. You can actually see the launch from here, and I know you must be wondering where is my state. I do need some reference here, so here you go. I actually overlaid the state map over the visibility map, and now you can actually see from where you can see for your location. Just a sec. What are the chances of the rocket launch happening tonight between 0 to 100%? John asked. We'll have to see, guys. Right now, the chances are that only the upper level winds are a bit of concern again today, but we'll see what we have in today. So, talking about this map, green region is an area from Washington, Delaware, where you can see the rocket launch just after the liftoff till 10 seconds. This is where you can see. Then after 10 to 30 seconds, you can see it from this region, the Maryland, New Jersey, Virginia, and then 30 to 60 seconds after liftoff, you can see it in the purple region, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, and maybe some part of New York. Then finally, at 60 to 90 seconds, Georgia, New Hampshire, Vermont, Ohio, these people will be able to see. And then finally, 90 to 120 seconds after liftoff, Maine, Indiana, Alabama, Florida also, even Florida, in the northern part of the Florida, people will be able to see. So if you are living in Florida, let me just give you an example. If you are living in Florida and you want to see this launch, so you will have to look up in this direction. So this is from where the rocket will be launching, and it will be going in this direction. So once it is going in this direction, first of all, you should be looking in the northeast direction here, bit more to the northern side. You can see here, and it is going in this direction. So you must be looking at first of all in northeast, and then going in this direction, which means changing your direction from northeast to slightly east. So that's how you'll be able to see the launch. I can't see the aurora because I'm in India. You won't be able to see it. Right now, I'm about 50 miles past the zone in Florida. Florida, you can see here from the map, some part of the Florida will be able to see, mostly the northern part. And people who are actually farther away from the rocket launch site, they will be able to see a bright dot traveling up into the sky. And that's how you will be able to know whether the rocket is going up or not. So that is the case. Otherwise, let's hope that will totally depend on the lighting conditions and how clear the skies are in your area, whether you will be able to see the auroras formation or not. Primary, the significant formation could be seen from the Wallops as well as from the Bermuda. That's where you can actually see the formation. So these are the places where the optics, the NASA's instrument, are kept to observe the event and measure the readings. We are actually, guys, I'm talking a lot about all those things and everything, but right now I'm not talking about why NASA is just conducting this experiment. I have actually told you everything, how this thing will be conducted, but why NASA is doing this. So NASA actually wants to study the energy, the kinematics of the aurora particles, how the energy and the momentum is passed on to the other particles in the space when the aurora is formed. They want to study that, and that's why this experiment is being performed. The canisters are there, and along with the canister there are other instruments and sensors basically, which will be used to measure the observations and get the data. So that is the thing. Now let me see if we have anything on the front. Okay, we do have the live stream. I'll switch over to that, but before that, the conditions here at Wallops does not look good right now. We can see here that is rain showers becoming more uh, intermittent overnight, and chance of rain is 40%. I mean, right now it is not raining, but the thing which is a bit of concern is this 10 to 15 miles per hour of winds, and ground level winds are you know, can be manageable if they are flowing in the direction or which favors the rocket, but the upper level winds are a bit of concern, so we'll have to monitor that. Obviously the temperature does not play any role here, but the winds and the clear skies do play a role here, so that is the case. Mm-hmm. Let me just have a look at the live views of the rocket for you. Just a sec here. Okay, we have the live views of the rocket. But before that, do you have any questions? And you can surely tag us on the Twitter, guys. Right now we are on the Twitter. I'm active on the Twitter, and hopefully we'll be able to interact with you. So yes, you can surely tag us on Twitter at RocketKian, and we'll see what we can have a look at today. Oopsie doopsie. Just a sec. Not hold right now. Right now the countdown is going on. T minus 36 minutes until the liftoff. Just bring this up here and we are good. Yes, so let's just interact right now. So this is the views of these are the views of the rocket in front of you. Rocket is very much ready to rock. And we can see here the launch coverage will begin at 7:40 EDT. Upper level winds are a concern tonight, and we'll have to see what will be there in store for us. But right now the skies are looking pretty good, and let's hope this launches today. This has been like 4th consecutive day. See, the problem with me repeating the stuff whatever I do before the launch is actually not a problem. I can repeat it as many times as you want. The problem is that you are getting a repetitive stuff day and again, and I don't want that. So it would be better if it launches today, because I don't know what will I do tomorrow. I had some plans for today also to make the things interesting. I mean, I thought these upper level winds are a bit of concern right now, right? And every time the scrub has happened because of the upper level winds. So why not have a closer look at upper level winds, how they are actually monitored, and what is weather balloon, and how it performs. I thought it would be an interesting thing to watch, but right now a more interesting thing is the rocket view, maybe. So yeah, let me see. Rocket Gyan, you the best, bro. Thank you so much, Bori, for that appreciation. As you are going to follow the next SN15 launch, David says, yes, I'll be doing that. What is the terminal velocity of this rocket? Renato Rodriguez asks. So terminal velocity is actually not achieved during the ascent. A terminal velocity will be achieved during descent, because obviously the gravitational pull will be always there when it is ascending. So there is no as such. There will always be an acceleration there in the downward direction, and the motors will make sure that it will keep going upward. So there is no as such terminal velocity which could be achieved in the upward direction when it is going in the during the ascent. But yes, the terminal velocity is achieved during the descent. And if you guys don't know what terminal velocity is, that is how do I explain this now? Terminal velocity is achieved for the objects which are falling back down to the earth, and that is nothing. Terminal velocity is nothing but the maximum velocity that a particular object can achieve when it is falling into the atmosphere and down to the earth. And the word terminal suggests it's all. I mean, terminal says that the velocity at a point becomes terminal and it does not increases after that. And why does that happen? Obviously the gravity is always pulling the object downwards, and an acceleration is there downwards, so it should constantly increase the speed, right? And that happens. It increases the speed, it goes on increasing the speed, but at a certain point we have atmosphere also, right? And atmospheric drag comes into the play, and terminal velocity happens when the atmospheric drag equals the the gravitational force. The atmospheric drag force and the gravitational force, when it some sort becomes equal, then the acceleration cancels out and we get a constant velocity, constant downfall velocity. So that's what we call terminal velocity. We have talked more about the terminal velocity rather than mentioning what would be the terminal velocity for this rocket. The answer is, right now I don't know. I would have to do the math here to figure out the actual terminal velocity, and that math, the answer which will come out will be very approximate because I don't have an accurate atmosphere models. And in NASA, peoples have these models, these super complex calculations which are performed by the supercomputers, and those are responsible to get the perfect and the accurate terminal velocity. But right now I can't tell you what is the terminal velocity. I haven't done the math here, so that is the thing. So what is the thing with the holes? Why solid rocket fuel and not any LOX? Nut Bartson asks. So why, yeah, this is a good question. I mean, why they are using solid fuels rather than the liquid fueled engines? Why is that so? Good question, and let me just answer that. The answer is very simple. Solid rocket motors are easier to design and maintain rather than the liquid fuel engines, and liquid fuel engines are actually very costly also, rather than the solid rocket motors. But again, the liquid fuel engines and the solid rocket motors both have their pros and cons. I mean, the solid rocket motors, once ignited, cannot be turned off. The engines can be, and the solid rocket motor provide a initial boost when you want that initial boost to happen, but liquid fuel engines kind of constantly provide the constant amount of thrust. But yeah, thrust can increase with the depletion of the fuel, but yeah, that is the case here. Other than that, why are they using? Because this is easier to design, easier to maintain, and is less costly than the liquid fuel one, and it does the job basically. So why do you want to go into a complex manner if something could be done in an easier manner? So that is the thing here. Alpha, okay, so how do you stop an astronaut baby to stop crying? Maybe you offer them what should you offer them? Baby Yoda, because Baby Yoda soft toy, maybe. Because it, first of all, it's a soft toy, as well as it is related to space also. Maybe he's a fan of Baby Yoda. He will be able to stop crying after seeing him. The merch, it's Anthony merch for okay. Merch today, I mean, the merch right now would be very early, I think, so it's not the right time to launch the merch right now. I'm busy with making the Discord channel. we'll progress towards it. Merch will also come soon, but right now I don't think so it's the right time, and I don't think so you guys will purchase any merch if I have this thing on right now. If you if you will, just write down in the chat and I'll maybe think about it. Yes, it's looking better tonight, but it should look better all the way up to the apogee. It does not mean that the views which are right now looking good in the ground levels, that does not simply means the upper levels are also good, as the thing says. Only the upper level winds are a concern tonight, so we'll have to watch out and see. And guys, if you are liking the stream and liking, you know, loving what I do and what if you are loving the information, maybe give this stream a like. How many likes do we have in here? 124. Maybe we can increase the number, guys. 1k people watching, maybe 500 likes. If you are willing to do that, that would be a good thing. And if you want to support the channel in what I do, you can always become a Patreon. Link is down in the description. Otherwise, super chat is always enabled. You can also do the funding from there. It really helps the channel to stay alive and me to manage my funds also. Okay. Shout out to Wetzel County. Okay. Upper level boss Gyan. Thank you so much. Now, no worries, hard to get up early for the stream. We support you, Robert. Exactly. Again, 3 a.m. I don't know how long this will go. The launch window extends till May 16, and if it goes till May 16 and I have to wake up early at 3, that will become an habit actually. Then I know there is what we call a 21-day rule, but waking up early at the same time for some 7 consecutive days would mean something for me at least. So I would like to continue it. Maybe not at 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m. maybe, because waking up early is a good thing to do. But I'm right now a night owl rather than an early bird. So yeah. What is my favorite space movie? Subspace Aeronautics asks. Right now, I haven't watched one. People are saying it's a good movie. That's a stowaway. Right now streaming on Netflix, and I have heard that our internet rocket scientist Mr. Scott Manley has had some inputs on it, so it would be a great movie to see, because Scott Manley is always into rocket science and he knows what us people like us, you know, want in the movie and in the science part of it. So let's hope we get to see that. Otherwise, movie, maybe it will be Martian. That was a good movie. Other than that, if you ask me the web series, that would be more appropriate for me, because the web series, the Expanse web series is, whoa, man, that is truly amazing. So yes, that is the case here. What technological Align Lee says, what technological advancement would you must like to see that would further space travel in your lifetime? Simple answer, direct answer, advancement in propulsion. We need something like Epstein drive in Expanse. We have like this Epstein drive in Expanse, something like that sort. We need to push our journey further into the space travel, because the only thing which is actually pushing us back towards traveling to the other planets, maybe to the other galaxies also, is the propulsion system. We right now don't have a very powerful one. Chemical rockets is good for a certain time, but if you want to really spread out in the whole solar system, we need something like Epstein drive, because the living arrangement, the making of oxygen, the making of life support systems and all those things, we know we can handle that. But the propulsion system is the thing which we should be worrying about right now. And let's hope people are working on nuclear propulsion, because that is the thing which will actually make sure that we have something like Epstein drive in future. which have enough thrust, which has enough delta V and all those things. So thank you so much, Board Benji, for that $5. We do
And
have
this is
something.
NASA Wallops Flight Facility coming to you live for the launch of the Brant XII suborbital sounding rocket for the KiNETic mission. This is our fourth attempt. Our previous three attempts, of course, have been hampered by high upper level winds. At this point, we have good news and bad news for you. We are green right now for winds, believe it or not, and
Wow.
we are able to do some analysis and be able to change the launch elevation, and that we were able to, right now anyway, able to get in that we are green for the winds. However, we are looking at cloud cover in Bermuda. Bermuda is one of our camera sites to be able to look at the vapor tracers or the vapor clouds when they form, and the science team would very much like to have clear skies in Bermuda. So right now they're an hour ahead of us here on the East Coast, so it's currently 8:42 in Bermuda, and skies are darkening, so they're waiting to get a good look at the stars there, and we'll see how that goes. So right now our plan is that we will hold at about T-minus 15 minutes and continue to monitor the winds as we go by here, and also we'll take a look at Bermuda. Right now we are green here at Wallops on our cloud cover, so they would be able to use the cloud cover camera station here at Wallops to be able to view it, and also the aircraft that we have flying from NASA Langley Research Center, which is flying north of Bermuda. They are reporting green, and they are ready to go to support launch. So hopefully everything will come into alignment tonight, and we'll be able to launch the rocket. The launch window opens at 8:05 p.m. and closes at 8:45 p.m.
Okay, so we do have an update. That is, as he said, a good news and a bad news. First of all, whosoever was asking for a closer look at the rocket, I don't have the controls of the cameras, but I can have those animations for you. And there we have the closer look. So this is the animation which will go side by side along with the actual stream. So let's hope that works. And the good news is the winds are green for today's launch. The cloud cover is green for today's launch at the Wallops flight facility, but they are having a red at Bermuda, where they have the optics to observe the event. And if the skies doesn't clear up, they will have to skip for today. But right now at T-minus 15 they will be holding, and at that time when they will hold, as he said, maybe they will actually change the trajectory of the rocket, because they will be able to predict how the clouds are moving there, and maybe change the rocket trajectory a bit, which does not affect the much of the altitude, and maybe have an observation at the formation of the aurora during the time when the cloud cover is not there at a particular spot, because trajectory changing will require some
Tonight,
maths
we're
here.
attempting to launch a Brant XII rocket, which is the tallest rocket in the NASA sounding rocket fleet. This rocket stands at 71.5 feet tall. It is 4 stages: a tailor's, a Terrier, a Black Brant, and a Nika motor. Extremely fast rocket. When the tailor's burns, it only burns. These are all solid fuel motors, and so when the tailor's burns, it only burns for 6.4 seconds. When it burns out, it will have gone a mile in altitude, and at that time, the rocket will be flying over 1,000 miles an hour. So it's a good kick off the tailors. Second stage motor is a Terrier. It will ignite at 25 seconds into flight. Burns for only about 6 seconds, so it burns out at 31.2 seconds. At that point, the rocket is 4.5 miles altitude, flying over 1,600 miles an hour. Third stage Black Brant ignites at 35 seconds. It burns until 62.5 seconds. At that point, the rocket is 27 miles altitude and flying at more than 4,700 miles an hour. And the fourth stage Nika ignites at 95 seconds, burns out at 115.7 seconds. At that point, the rocket will be 60 miles in altitude, flying at 7,000 miles an hour. So keep your eyes to the sky if you're trying to watch the launch.
And speaking of looking at the sky, this is the map here, guys, the visibility map. You can see here the green area, the blue area is the time at which you should be looking at up in the sky. At 0 to 10 seconds is the means the just after liftoff till 10 seconds you'll be able to see the rocket from the green area, which is Washington, Delaware, and Wallops basically, and then 10 to 30 blue, and so on and so forth. So this is the overlaid map here, which you can figure out from where to look if you are looking at maybe let's see, let's take an example. If you are at Ohio, you should be looking at around 60 seconds after the liftoff, and the direction which you should be looking at is the this is what, southeast direction, because the rocket will be launched from the green area to the Bermuda. So south is the thing. Thanks so much for that $5.357 Compton components, American Russian components. I don't know what does that mean, but yeah, this is the thing here. Right now we are green for the launch, but we'll have to monitor the winds, sorry, the skies at the Bermuda. Is this in Virginia? Yes, it is.
Magnetic field. I knew mechanical was wrong. The barium that we are releasing is not harmful to the environment or to the public health. And the clouds will be circular as compared to some of the past missions that we've done here from Wallops.
Thank you so much, Sean McKay, for that $4.99. Really appreciate your help, and yeah, really appreciate that. What's the time in America right now? Maybe you can see it. What and talking about the auroras, how does the auroras will look like? First of all, this is the map which you can see. Maybe we can have a look at how the auroras will look like. This is the view. It will release barium vapors into the sky, and this is what you can expect to see. Somewhat like these are the tracers here, the contrails of the tracers, and these are maybe the barium vapors which will interact with the oxygen and nitrogen party atoms in the ionosphere in the presence of sunlight to have this aurora. And if you want how these things are created, I actually have this whole thing with me. This is the barium atom. Maybe I can explain how these things are formed, but I don't think so it will be very interesting to see. So right now, just have a look at this map here, and yeah, maybe at T-minus 2 minutes until liftoff, you just go outside. Wherever you live, you just go outside T-minus 2 minutes, and you should be start looking at on the sky. Okay. Yes, we are holding now. Let me just update that here. Hold. And the reason is the unclear skies in Bermuda, where they have the sophisticated instruments to observe the event. So, yep, that is the thing. September Rain says the barium is released around 10 minutes after the launch. Yes, there are two canisters of barium. One is released during the ascent and the other is released during the descent. And yes, around 9.5 to 10 minutes, they are scheduled to release the barium vapors. And how all those things happen, let me just explain you. That would be great to see, right? Just a sec. Here you go. Not
RSOTD.
Yeah. So this is the barium atom, guys. This is this has, you know, these two electrons in the outermost shell.
Super RSO. Can you meet me on 5?
And these two electrons are basically very loosely held because they're the farther away from the nucleus, and if they interact with if any outermost forces attack them, they will leave the atom and become ionized. So when the sunlight hits the barium atom, it leaves these two electrons in the outermost shell leaves, and the barium atoms become ionized. But the problem is this thing here, that the barium naturally exists in this state, which is a metal state. First of all, we need to have it in the atom state, and then the sunlight can do its job. So to make the bariums from the metal state to the atom state, what we have is the canisters, and in those canisters we are going
And
to
just
be
update
seeing
their
this
current
reaction.
T-minus 15 minutes in holding for the launch of the Black Brant 12.
And this reaction is nothing but the barium, which is in solid form, the copper oxide in solid form, and the thermite reaction, which increases the temperature to almost like 2500 kelvins. And at that temperature, what happens? The copper is formed in liquid form, the barium oxide in liquid form, and the barium is formed in liquid form. And this barium, which is formed in liquid form, vaporizes in to become atoms, barium atoms, and then the barium atoms get ionized because of the sunlight, and those ionized barium atoms will interact with the particles present in the ionosphere to form something like this, which is nothing but aurora. So this is how the things will look like. No, it won't run again, Don Moore. That's the thing which actually happens if I change the scene. Yes, they are go for wind smashed cannabis. You are very good in that front.
Sir, just got the latest balloon data in, and we are still green for the main vehicle.
Okay.
Copy all.
So we are green for the winds today. That is a plus point which we can see here, but we are red on the clear skies, and that too in Bermuda, waiting for the skies to clear up there, and maybe we can hope to see the launch today, guys. I'm really excited, and let's hope this thing actually goes off into the sky.
The Black Brant motors are all solid fuel motors that we'll be using. This is an unguided fin stabilized vehicle, so that the fins on the motors are actually canted, so they're not perpendicular to the motors. It's kind of like as if you were looking at the back end of an arrow. You'll see that the feathers are also canted, and that allows the arrow to spin as it shoots through the air at the target. And so we do the similar thing with our motors for our sounding rockets. And also, in addition to that, we have spin motors that are located at the top of the first stage that you may see. Those ignite once the rocket is cleared the launcher and the launch rail, and that allows the rocket to spin up even faster to give it a little bit more stability.
Okay. And guys, whosoever is living in Bermuda, they have this very golden opportunity today, because um you will be actually be able to see the Auroras Formation from your naked eyes.
And for those just joining us, we are at T-minus 15 minutes and holding for the launch of the Black Brant 12 rocket. Right now, the winds are green at the elevation that we've set, and so that looks good. The camera station here at Wallops looks good. The cameras, or actually the cameras on the aircraft that are flying north of Bermuda, that is good. We're just waiting for a report from our Bermuda camera station, and so the stars will be coming out soon in Bermuda. And so once that happens and they'll be able to see those stars, then that gives us a good indication that they would be able to see the vapor clouds form from the ground. Our window tonight is 8:05 to 8:45 p.m.
Okay. So if you have questions, you can ask me. We are right now holding at T-minus 15. The reason being the clear sky is not there on the observation location, and that is in
And for
Bermuda.
those of you watching, when you do see the rocket, or if you do see the rocket go and you're able to see some of the vapor clouds, let us know what you do, where you're at, and what you see. Send us the photos on Facebook and Twitter.
Bill Smith said, do we have a ceiling in finite numbers needed for a go in Bermuda?
Also, those watching online, just be reminded that there is a little bit of a delay from actual events happening, usually 20 to 30 seconds from actual events happening and what you're getting there on your viewing device.
So we actually, the thing is, what are the finite numbers needed for a go in Bermuda? You need to be more specific there. What type of numbers you are actually asking for? Where to look? Okay, there are many people asking where to look. So here to look. This is the map here, guys. You can see the thing.
And all stations, TD, we're still in a 15-minute hold waiting for a final go from the PI.
Okay, we are in a hold right now. So this is the map here, which you can see. Let me see. Let's just assume that you live in Florida. Let's just suppose that. So you will have to look at around t plus 90 seconds, which means 90 seconds after liftoff. And which direction you have to look? You will have to look in the direction where the rocket has been launched, and obviously you will have to taken into account the horizontal direction which the rocket must have traversed by that time, because the rocket will be launching from here, but it will be going in this direction. So you will first have to look in northeast direction, and then slowly, steadily, you will have to see if there is something till northeast to east.
Go for PM. Bermuda is currently trending toward red, so we'll continue to hold. PM copies. We'll continue to hold.
Okay, so this is the update here. We are continuing to hold because the Bermuda is still red.
And that was the principal investigator for the mission, letting us know that clouds are moving out in Bermuda, so they're trending more towards a red setup there, while everything else still remains green. So we will continue to hold. Again, our window tonight goes until 8:45 p.m. Eastern Time.
Man, after 4 nights, we are here again to see the launch, but today the winds were in the range, but not the skies. We want the clear skies. Right now, the clouds cover is there in Bermuda, and we don't want that. The window is still there. So Yes, Don Moore, you will actually have to take into account the direction in which the rocket will move. So basically, you will have to look in broadly in 45 degrees angle, means the 45 degrees area. If you are looking at the, first of all, if you are looking in the northeast direction, then you have to look in from northeast to east. You can find the rocket anywhere in that area. So this is how should be going out. What are the physical dimensions of this rocket in the real relationship to what we would all know? Okay, video for geeks, that's a good question and I can answer that for you. Just a sec. This is not a very big rocket, first of all. Okay, this rocket is a 4-stage rocket, and the first stage and all of these stages basically has these solid rocket motors in them. So this runs on solid fuel as its propellant, and that is the case. And talking about the the height of this rocket, the first stage is around what's the height? First stage is 3.3 meters long. The second stage is 4 meters long. Third stage is
Again, we're currently at T-minus 15 minutes and holding for the Black Brant 12 launch. Launch window tonight runs until 8:45 p.m. We're currently waiting for skies over Bermuda, which is where our main our camera station is located for viewing the vapor cloud releases. And so we're waiting for those, for the next report from them to see if clouds do improve there.
just a sec. Okay, so the total height of this rocket is around 15 meters. So this is the height of this rocket, 15 meters, which is around how much feet? 49 feet. This is the height of the rocket. And talking about the diameter, we don't have the look at the diameter, but the weight we have, the mass at the launch is around 5.3 tons, which is around 11.7 pounds if you are looking in that sort. So right now we are on a hold. We'll see what do we have in store for us. Weather is looking good. We are waiting for the winds, clouds to clear. Coastal Wave says, watching your channel and watching the live on the coast in Virginia. Let's hope you get to see the launch today. And guys, whosoever is watching today's launch, maybe tag us on Twitter from where you are seeing the launch, and I'll be seeing all those Twitter comments, Twitter tags on the live stream only. Maybe if you are living near the launch site, you can film the video for the launch today if it happens, and share with us. We'll all see your video, if whatever you have captured. So how many centimeters is that? 15 meters is around 1500 centimeters, if you want to look in that category. For Massachusetts, you will have to look at around in south east, not southwest, southeast. Yes, if I'm not wrong. Yes, southeast. You will have to look at around southeast direction. Thank you so much, Scott. And if you are liking this content, guys, give this stream a thumbs up. Really helps the channel. And if you want to support me in what I do, you can always become a Patreon. Link is down in the description, and super chat is always enabled for one-time funding. What direction do you look if you live in New Jersey? See, again, I'm pulling up the map here.
TDRSO1.
Go for TD.
Yes, sir. Latest balloon data still indicates that we are green for main vehicle. No issues, and also working no surveillance issues. Surveillance is green at this time.
Copy. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Yes, Hyperion Stardust. Mods are on the point tonight. Actually, they are doing a great job. Thank you so much, mods, for moderating the chat here. Otherwise, you know, we know what happens during the if we don't have the mods of moderating the chat. But right now, there's a good news, and that is we are green in the wind front, but still the skies are a concern. Let's hope we get to see the launch today. Fingers crossed. Let's see. And yeah, I was talking about the map. So this is the map here, which you can see. If you are living in the New Jersey area, maybe you will have. So this is from where the rocket will be launching, in this green area, and it will go in this direction, in the Bermuda. What is this direction? It is in southeast direction. So for people living in New Jersey, you
And
will
we
have
are
to
still
look
holding it
in
for T-minus 50 minutes for the
south
Grant
to
12.
south
Kind of suborbital center rocket
east.
launch from Wallops carrying the KiNETic payload. Range is currently green. We are just waiting for skies to clear in Bermuda, where we have our main camera station located for the
LPMTD.
mission.
Okay. Where do I look it from Michigan? Again,
LPM go. Yeah, meet me on 5. I saw you were trying to call me.
okay. Guys, take a screenshot of this and figure out yourself. Maybe you'll be able to see how do you look from wherever you see. The main point is that you have to see the colors of the rings, as well as you will have to know from where the rocket is being launched. The rocket, you can roughly say, it is being launched from the center of the green ring, and it will follow the trajectory. You can say, assuming that it will be going to Bermuda. So
RSO
now you can
TD.
figure out where you should be looking in the
Go
sky.
for RSO.
Do you have some preliminary wind weighted settings? Give us a little head start.
Yes, sir. Sure do. Azimuth 91.1. Elevation 76.5. How copy?
91.1, 76.5.
That's a good readback.
LPM, you copy?
Copy, thank you.
I think they actually just right now changed the trajectory of the rocket, maybe to have some clear skies in Bermuda, but we'll see. Right now, still on hold here. So the rocket today is the Black Brant 12 rocket, a 4-stage rocket, which will have the barium canisters in it. In fact, we have 2 barium canisters.
And just a reminder, our launch window tonight does go until 8:45, so we still have another 20 minutes to be able to get a good okay from the Bermuda camera site. Be able to pick up the countdown for the end of the window.
Okay, so we have 20 minutes until until we can have something. So skies, please clear up. You have 20 minutes to do so. The slow mode is on. Then also I think we are getting some issues here, right? If you have questions, guys, you can surely ask me right now, and we'll have a look at it. Right now, see, the Wallops clouds are taking over now. uh, we can see some clouds getting in the sight of the Wallops. Let's hope that is not the case, and we have a good launch window today. Whoa. What is the purpose of the launch? Jonathan asks. So the purpose of the launch is to understand the how the energy and the momentum actually gets transferred when in the event of the Aurora's formation. So what will happen today? This 4-stage rocket will take the barium canister, which is the payload, to a height of around 400 to 500 kilometers, and there it will release the barium vapors. Those barium vapors will get ionized in the presence of sunlight. Once ionized, they will interact with the oxygen, nitrogen molecules present in the ionosphere. Once they interact with them, they will actually form auroras. This is how the auroras are actually formed. The ionized particle interacting with the neutral particles present in the ionosphere. So when they interact, they actually release light in the visible spectrum. So that's how you get to see those northern lights, the green lights or the violet lights also. So by doing this experiment, what they are trying to do is they will try to observe this phenomena. They will have this controlled experiment in which they will know how the energy is being released, and how the how much barium they have, and looking into that, taking all those calculation and also the sensors which they have in the payload, they will get the data. They will observe the phenomena from the ground using the optics present in Wallops and Bermuda. And yeah, Bermuda one is causing a problem tonight. Skies are not clear there. So while observing the phenomena, they will get to know and get to actually acquire data, as in how they move around in space, how the energy is transferred in the space and momentum and all those things. So we will have to see how these things goes off today. And I think I need to do something here. Just a sec. The slow mode not on yet, or what? Man. Slow mode is on still, then also we are getting something. Okay. Yes, exactly. We have 9K people in here. No worries. We'll have we have a show also put up here. Hopefully we get to see this launch today, guys.
And we are still at T-minus 15 minutes and holding for the Black Brant 12 launch. Launch window runs until 8:45. Right now the range is green, and we are ready to support the launch. We are just waiting for a positive report from Bermuda with the cloud cover at that site. That is our main camera location for this mission, to be able to view the vapor clouds as they form and dissipate in space. And so we prefer to have that site cleared.
I just didn't understand what
TDRSO on channel 1.
just said.
Go for TD.
Sir, be advised we received the latest balloon weather data, and we're still solid green for the main vehicle. Over.
Copy. Thank you.
Richard, to just clarify your doubt, you have a question. I'm in New Jersey. I don't understand how we can see anything 20 seconds after the launch. The rocket is too small. NASA graphic is misleading. The barium will not release until 9 minutes after launch. Yes, the barium will not release 9 minutes after the launch, but the thing is that you can see the rocket. The rocket, the farther you go away from the launch site, the smaller the rocket will become, but still you will be able to see a bright dot moving up in the sky. You will have to, look up into the sky in that manner. You will be able to see that. And regarding auroras, let's see if you can get a look at it. Let's hope you get a look at it, because farther you live away from the launch site, it becomes difficult actually. So currently at hold, everything is looking good in rocket front and the payload front. Only problem is the skies. We need clear skies to observe the phenomena, the artificial auroras. And talking about the weather balloons, guys, we have this weather balloons, we have this upper level winds, which we need to monitor. How do we monitor them? We actually send the weather balloons in the upper level out the atmosphere to monitor them. And thank you so much, coastal waves and wires, for that 499. Really appreciate it. Really helps the channel. And thank you so much. You all are awesome. Okay, so how do they manage and how do they measure this upper level wind? So they send up these weather balloons up into the sky with the payload on it, and that payload is actually known as radio sound, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, radio sound, which actually means radio means obviously it is using radio frequency to communicate, and the sound means a probe in French. So yeah, that probe will go up in the atmosphere. It will have some sensors on it, and those sensors will record the data which is going on in the upper atmosphere. First of all, guys, obviously if you need to measure something, if you are on the ground, you need sensors, and the sensors on the ground are the weather stations, right? We have weather stations, we have the sensors and everything to measure the ground level winds, the ground level humidity, and all those things. But what about the upper atmosphere? So to measure the things for the upper atmosphere, we also need some sensors there. That's where we send the weather balloons. The weather balloons are always very important before a launch, and yeah, they tend to monitor the winds there. So thank you so much, Kelly Jitter, for that $5. You are number one. Thank you so much. Really helps it. You are awesome. How long the rocket will stay in space? The rocket will stay in space around, this is a sounding rocket. This is not an orbital rocket. So it will just go straight up and then come down. So how long will it stay up? Till the time it follows its trajectory. So assuming that it
PI to PM.
Go for PM.
Let's pick up the count.
PM copies. Do we want to target a T-minus 0 of 0036?
Program at TD.
0036.
Program, go ahead. Get up on the next even.
All stations, this is ROA. This is NRW 5950, Black Brant 12, launching from Pad 2 50K launcher. Please stand by for station checks. All stations should announce status as green or red on channel 1. RC.
RC green.
M&O.
M&O is green.
Programmer. LC.
LC green.
ACS.
ACS green.
PLC.
PLC green.
PTM.
PTM green.
LPM.
LPM green.
Swarm.
Swarm green.
F10.
F10 green.
Dartmouth.
Dartmouth green.
UNH.
UNH green.
CPR.
CPR green.
EDS.
EDS green.
SCO. Programmer?
Programmer's green.
SEOs go.
MM?
green.
PI?
PI go.
SRPO?
SRPO go.
PM?
PM green.
RSO?
RSO green.
TD?
TD is green.
Check 155.
Oh man, I can't believe it is happening, guys. We are green for
All
the
stations,
launch.
final briefing on hold procedures. All stations are responsible for reviewing the go-no criteria listed in the MOD. Only stations annotated with an asterisk in the previous step are permitted to call a hold, or the site should report red.
We are green for the launch. Only thing which we are waiting for is the updated T- counter, and I'll update it once we get
Check
any
156.
update here. Just a sec. Let me see what's the timer here. Thank you so much for $10 Bill Fisher. Thank you for getting up again at 3 a.m. for us. No worries. I am here for you, and let's hope this thing goes up today. Where is it? On. Do we have any down? Guys, do you have the updated timer? If you have, please tell me. I'm also trying to find one. Move. Okay, we have the time. Launch is now 8:36 CDT. 8:36 CDT. Fine. Updating the timer clock now. Six. Six. Fine on this side. Now we can get rid of this. We'll have to do a thing here. On stop. Coming in hot at around T-12 minutes. Now, guys, we have T-12 minutes. Everything is looking good. Thank you so much for that $9.99 Devin, and thank you so much Frank for that $2. It's time to blow the big load. Exactly. We actually waited for so long for this thing to happen, and now everything is green for the launch. And yeah, I can't believe this is happening. Finally waking up at 3 a.m. is now giving me fruits, right? How long after the launch will the Aurora be seen? John asked. So the Aurora you can expect to see at around 9:30, 9 minutes 30 seconds to 10 minutes after liftoff. So that is the case here. I know what is going on in the chat though. Thank you for a wonderful live stream, Leslie Peters. Thank you so much for joining in. For that $4.99 also. It's my birthday, says Brandy Booth. Okay, happy birthday, Brandy Booth. And now, I hope you get a birthday gift from NASA.
Starway on channel 1.
So go ahead.
Provide 50K launcher, initial wind weighted settings.
Roger. Azimuth 90.6. Elevation 76.4. How copy?
Azimuth 90.6. Elevation 76.4.
That's a good readback.
Terminal count to convent in 10. Mark 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. 10 minutes and counting.
Check 158. LC, this is ROA.
This is LC.
Set 50K launcher to initial wind-weighted settings. Azimuth 90.6, elevation 76.4.
50K launcher settings are azimuth 90.6, elevation 76.4.
Good readback. Check 159.
M&O PM. M&O. Clear to turn on data recorders. Recorders are on. Check 160.
PLC 161.
ACS recheck 162.
CPR check 163.
Payload systems are on.
EDS check 164.
We can feel
M&O
the
PM, set ground station levels and confirm. And work.
guys. We can feel the excitement coming on now.
Counting
Yeah.
down for an 836 launch.
Oh man, this is finally happening. I'm so excited right now.
PM M&O, ground levels are confirmed. Check 165.
Right now, they are just making sure the launcher is at the right position to launch, and we are green for the winds department as well as in the sky department. Everything is good. Man, this is happening. This is finally happening. And those of you who wants to see, I am actually opening the map for one last time before the liftoff. So this is the map here, and you can see from where you live and where to see the launch. In Savannah, okay, so South Florida will be a difficult one for that matter, Vixen. So that is a problem here, which you can see. And if you live in the northern part of the Florida, you will be able to see the liftoff, the launch, not the Aurora. That is the actually the liftoff, the rocket.
166.
So this is here. You will have to look if you are
PTM
living in
check
Florida. You
168.
will have to look at
M&O
around
PM. M&O.
in
Record signal
northwest
strength and
direction.
deviation for all links. Verify nominal levels and interrogate transponder and verify good 5 code
Sorry,
signal.
northeast.
And work.
So that is the case here. Okay. And those of you are wondering why is it dark, how will be able to see the launch, you won't actually see the rocket, you will see the ignition, the fire beneath the rocket, which is actually the engines or the motors firing, in this case the solid rocket motors. So you will actually see a bright spot in the sky moving in the upward directions if you just look up according to that map. So yes, at T-2 minutes, whosoever is living
Swarm
near
check 171.
the
ACS check 172. PTM check 170.
okay.
PM M&O. Links are recorded and confirmed nominal. And good luck on the transponder. PM copies. Check 167 and 169.
Man, this is happening. And guys, at I was saying at T-2 minutes, go outside and look into the skies and maybe get a video also, and then tag us on the Twitter handle is at RocketGyan. It is in the pinned comment also, and the Twitter handle is in the description too. Tag us in the tag us on the Twitter, and we will see the after launch videos that you have picked up. And also you can now also tell us from where you are seeing the launch. And talking about now, we should be talking about the launch itself. So guys, do not blink your eyes. This rocket is super duper
PI
fast.
to PM.
Go for PM.
We'll request a T-3 minute hold.
Oh man.
Copy. T-minus 3 minute hold. TD, do you copy?
Copy. Programmer hold us at 3. Programmer copy. We'll hold you at 3.
So okay, thank you so much, Seth Shaw, for that $5. Really appreciate it. Thanks Interactive DNA for that $1. Really appreciated. Right now we
Yes, sir. We're going to continue to count down.
PLC, check
T-minus
173.
3, and then we'll go into a hold.
PTM, check 174.
PLC, check 175.
PTM, check 176.
RSO, star away.
So go ahead.
Provide final wind-weighted settings.
Final settings are as follows. Azimuth 90.8. Elevation 76.3.
Azimuth 90.8. Elevation 76.3.
That's good readback.
Check 177. LC, this is ROA.
This is LC.
Set 50K launcher to final wind-weighted settings. Azimuth 90.8. Elevation 76.3.
50K launcher settings are Azimuth 90.8, elevation 76.3.
Good readback. Check 178.
Wow, man. The only concern right now is the 3-minute hold. We'll have to see whether it is a built-in hold or there is some concern here. But yeah, and thank you so much, Mark Shannon, for that 199. And Vince Swanton says, good evening. Can you say hi to Rose in Virginia? Hi, Rose in Virginia. We are hoping to watch the launch tonight. Let's hope you see the launch and you get a video too for us to see. 3 minutes hold. Yes, it's a hold at 3 minutes. Don't know what is the purpose of that hold right now. And thanks Kevin for that $2. Really appreciate your help. Finally, I think waking up at 3 for 4 consecutive days is working now. Let's hope this thing launches today. And now we are in a hold. So let me just update that part. Here you go.
DITD estimated hold time.
Let me look for any updates for you guys. Just a sec. So the update is we are holding the launch clock at T-3 while we wait for the confirmation from principal investigator in Bermuda before we launch the Black Brant XII rocket carrying the KiNETic payload. So yes, again Bermuda is causing problems here. We need to be looking in for some things here. Thank you so much, Marshall, for that $1, and thank you so much, mainly for that $2.99.
8:45, so we still have a little more time. Currently at T-minus 3 minutes and holding.
Courtney says, you smell great. Thank you so much. And I must say that you are a great sniffer and a superhuman sniffer if you can sniff from there. And thank you so much, Grant, for that $4.99. Right now we are on a hold. Principal investigator in Bermuda is will be giving the final go or no go, so we are waiting for that right now. Okay, through summarize.
PI to PM.
Go ahead.
Earliest we can pick up the count is 42. That's based on aircraft positioning.
PM copies. Do you want to plan to pick up at 0042?
Confirmed.
Copy that. TD, we will plan to pick up the count at 0042.
TD copies.
RSO, this is ROA.
So go ahead.
Will we have updated wind-weighted settings or hold with what we have?
Got to hold with what we got.
Copy that.
And programmer, you copy last. Picking up the clock at 0042. Programmer copies 0042.
TDR, so can you meet me on 5?
Okay. Something is going on here. Let me see and I'll answer the super chats also. Just a sec. What do we have on the hold parameter? Come on, man.
Again, we'll pick up the count here at 8:42 at T-minus 3 minutes, which will give us an launch at 8:45, right at the end of the window.
Okay, so something is happening, guys. So 8:42 is when they will
Code
pick
was
up the
to
count. Okay,
allow
cool.
the aircraft to position itself in the correct spot in order for the cameras on board to be able to see the vapor releases when they occur.
So let me just update the timer here.
Aircraft is flying over the Atlantic just north of Bermuda.
There you go, just a sec.
And just a reminder, there's about a 20 to 30-second delay in from what you're seeing in the actual activity here at Wallops. So take that into account when you want to go out and see the launch or see the vapor releases.
So right now we are T-minus 5 minutes until the launch, and guys, thank you so much for all the super chats. You guys are truly amazing, and I'll answer all those things, but right now we must focus on the launch. And so the last one, I would say that can you say hi to Sevena from Keen? She just turned 5. We are hoping to see the launch. DJI says hi Sevena, I hope you get to see the launch today, and this launch would be a great one, and I hope you will get to see the Aurora also. That would be very good view and mesmerizing to see. Thank you so much for everyone. And now we are T-minus 4 minutes right now. Obviously we are on a hold, but I have set the clock at they will pick up the count at 8:42, so according to that I have adjusted. So I don't have anything else to talk about right now. I'm so excited right now to see this rocket launch after 4 days of waiting. Man, this will be a good one to see. Frank says, say hello to my grandpa, Mike Hunt in Peachy, Georgia.
And just a reminder for the sequence of events here, when we ignite, the Talos first stage motor will burn for about 6.4 seconds, traveling at about a little over 1,000 miles an hour. Interior motor will ignite at 25 seconds, burns for another 6 seconds. At that point, we're at 1,651 miles an hour, altitude of 4.5 miles. Third stage Black Brant will ignite at 35 seconds, burn to 62.5. At that point, we're flying at 4,700 miles an hour. And the fourth stage Nika will ignite at 95 seconds and burn to 115.7 seconds. And at burnout, we will be traveling at 7,000 miles an hour. So make sure you keep your eye on the sky.
Whoa, man. Okay, so T-minus 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and just a disclaimer here, guys, my animations here could be a bit off because I didn't have the official timeline of when the cutoff of the engines and the separation will begin, but I have done my best to have some estimate calculation. So yeah, it could be off, it could match, so pardon me for that. So we are right now T-minus 2 minutes until the lift off. I don't hear they, I mean...
Okay, we're going to be picking up the count here at 8:42 p.m. Eastern Time for a launch at 8:45 p.m.
Let me see. For once, have they picked up the count? I mean, if they have, we have the good timer here. Guys, do not blink your eyes when it launches, please. I am again saying this thing. Do not blink your eyes. This is a super fast rocket, and we'll have to see whether everything goes according to the plan, and you just don't blink your eyes when it launches. And I don't think so they have resumed the countdown here, but it's again yet to be seen here. Let's hope we get the update soon. At whatever happens at t minus 10 seconds, they will start the countdown. I mean, they will start saying the countdown, so we'll get to know whether they have picked up the count or not. Jim.
PI to PM.
Go ahead.
We are no go. Repeat, we are no go.
Oh, man. Yeah.
PM copies, no go, no go, no go.
Programmer, hold the clock.
And there you have it.
Programmer copy.
We're not going to be able to launch tonight. Stay tuned for...
PM, you want to stay at 3, cycle to 15.
Oh man, no.
Negative. Our last available launch attempt would be 0045, so we are done.
With KiNEx for the night.
KiNEx for the night.
Guys, please,
Copy,
F's in
sir.
the chat. F's in the chat.
And all stations, as you heard, we are KiNEx for the night. We'll be pushing 24 hours. RCTV.
RC.
RF avoidance for the pad, please.
Man.
TDPM. Stand by. We're not, vehicles not powered down yet.
Stand by.
TD, somebody stepped on you. This is RC.
This is not good.
Yeah,
And there you have it. We did get
vehicle's
close
not
tonight.
powered down yet, so just stay interrogating.
Copy that.
And so we'll be, earliest attempt is scheduled for 8:06 p.m. tomorrow night, May 12th. We will have a weather brief in the morning here at Wallops with all the participants to see where we're at. So for just to make sure, follow the Facebook and Twitter accounts, and any updates for launch will be on those sites. But right now we're looking at 8:06 p.m. tomorrow night, May 12th. Thanks for joining and hanging in with us. We got real close tonight.
Exactly.
We'll just keep on moving ahead. This is part of doing a science project. Thanks for joining us.
Okay. Guys, so this is the closest that we got today for a launch. And don't worry, guys. I'll read the super chat, so don't worry about that. But right now, this is the closest we got for the 4 days which we have streamed the launch. Now again tomorrow I have to wake up at 3. Oh man. Man, this is see, I am not very upset about this scrub, because scrubs are always better than ruds. But the thing is, if this scrub is because of the not having the clear skies, maybe I could be somewhat upset here. Right? Okay, so the latest update is this. We have a scrub for today. We got at around T minus 2 minutes until liftoff, and then we heard a no-go from the launch director, basically. So yeah, that's what happened today. Thank you so much, Elza, for that 999 for lost sleep. I know I've been losing the sleep for 4 days now, but it's okay. What's happening? This is happening that we are no go for today. Again, we are having a launch window tomorrow at the same time at around 8:06 EDT. That is the thing here. And now let's just read some chats, whatever I have missed here. Thank you so much for all the chats. I have You are awesome, guys. You are awesome. I mean, I can't just thank you enough. You, because of you, I have this, this motivation and thing that I will interact with you all. I have discussions about rocket science and all those things. I wake up, I do the things, and I do the stream. So thank you so much for everyone. So thank you so much, Grant Jenkins, for that 499. And Courtney Newman says for Ben Newman is as cool as the Rockets. Okay. Alphan Ali says, please say hello to the fringe scientist Steve the Crank Parsons. Hello to Steve. Okay. Hello to the grandpa Mike Hunt in Peach, Georgia. Hi. But right now I don't know what to say because the launch is scrubbed. Hopefully you will be seeing tomorrow, Mike. Don't worry. We are here again. I'll be here again. So don't worry about it. And yeah. Thank you for all the updates in the live stream. Great job, says Argi JR for that. Thank you so much for that $5. Mike says, do you have any performance issue like this rocket? I mean, I do have some issues when it comes out to, waking up early in the morning because I am a night owl, not an early bird. So, yep, that is the thing here. Thank you so much for that $5, Rick. Really appreciate it. Yes, so close yet so far. This is what we had today. This is the story of today. So close yet so far. Right now they are securing the launcher, which you can see here. They are putting the launch tower in an horizontal configuration, which simply means that they are putting the rocket down, and then hopefully they will take it maybe to a secure place, to a vehicle assembly building if they have for this small rocket. Otherwise, yeah, that is the case. And if you like the stream, guys, please hit the like button. It will really help this channel and hit this video, this stream. And yeah, now we can have a look at the Twitter feeds also. Whosoever has tweeted, we will have a look at that. And don't worry, guys, don't go anywhere. We'll have the most interesting part now. After the scrubs also, we tend to talk and hang around to see how things go about. So you will not regret once we will have some discussion here. Rodney says, please say hi to Avery L and tell her to try watching tomorrow. Yes, Avery, if I'm pronouncing your name right, don't be disheartened. These rocket launches are, like this only. They tend to get scrubbed, but when it happens, that is a sight to watch, the sight to feel. It's very emotional and all. So don't miss out the opportunity to see any rocket launch. Every rocket launch is unique in its own kind. So yeah, now let's have a look at the tweets which you have given us. And we'll have a discussion about everything. And guys, this, oh, did you see that there's something actually has happened in Israel? There was some airstrike or something which caused that image. Okay, I'll have a look at if we can find it again. But right now, let's have a look at the notifications. Will the rocket hit New York? Nope, it is not hitting any state, any country, any land. If it would have launched today, it will splash down or crash down in the ocean. So that must answer your question. Red XT. Oh, I'm so bad at pronouncing your names. Christine says here in New Jersey as well. Okay. Thank you for the live feed in northern New Jersey. Kathleen says, okay. Sorry for the about. Hi from the Orlando. maybe they need to launch from here at the Cape. They could have launched it if they had the optics from to observe the event. They had the optics from in Bermuda because I think in Bermuda they are actually getting some less light pollution, and hence those optical instruments can work to its fullest. So that is the thing here. Can we please get a hello for Liam and June near Boston? Hello to Liam and June. Okay, thank you for the live feed here in northern New Jersey. Okay, thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much for following. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, Heather Keegan, for following. Will the ticked have a big okay. Thank you for streaming. Megan says weather is not looking good through Friday here in Bermuda. That is a bummer. That is truly a bummer. And talking about that Israeli attack or whatever, yeah, something has happened in Israel here. Some night show, and this is not a fireworks here. These are all the missiles which were launched in, I don't know, is it in Israel or what Israel did it, I don't know, but something like this happened. I had to get some info about it, but yeah, just to update you guys, this has happened in the early morning today for me. And regarding the launch, okay, so the launch for today has been scrubbed because of the upper level winds. Not the upper level winds, I don't know what was the reason. Let me just see what was the reason today. Tonight's launch of the KiNETic sounding rocket has been scrubbed due to cloudy skies in Bermuda and Wallops. The next launch opportunity will be on May 12 at 8:06. Backup days run through May 16. And yes, it is becoming a bit hard to have a look at all those things but guys, just tell me one thing. Do you mind if I repeat everything tomorrow also, because obviously the launch will happen tomorrow? And do you like what I do before the launch, telling you all those things what you are supposed to see? But right now, since this launch is being repeated for so much time, I'm actually trying to incorporate some new stuff, but the main stuff will repeat. So do you mind if I repeat the stuff and then also complete my pre-launch preview of the launch? Do you mind that, or should I skip that and we can just look at the rocket and talk about the rocket? What do you say? Wow, man. Adrian, you are a good photographer here. If this is your photo. Yeah, this is your photo, man. Sunday night would have been a perfect for it in Bermuda. This was what I got instead. Weather bad here for the next few days. We'll have to see, guys. Adrian, see, the thing is, on Bermuda the rocket is not launching. The only thing which we want in Bermuda is the clear skies. That's it. The winds and all those things we don't care, because the rocket is not interfering in Bermuda. So the only thing which we want today is the every time is the clear skies in Bermuda. That's it. Thank you for the dedication to the stream. I was so excited and already outside, Chris Ferry. I know, I was so excited myself, but yeah, these things happen, so no worries for that. Code Benji has super chatted $2. What is up, my dude? Nothing. We are just seeing rocket scrub for the fourth consecutive time today, and now tomorrow again we have the launch window, but don't know what will be there tomorrow. But right now there is a scrub for today, and we'll see what do we have tomorrow. And talking about some mission updates regarding what is happening in space sector, we do have something. Yep, this thing. The Rocket Lab is going to launch its Electron rocket on 15th of May, and this Electron rocket is, this launch itself is very interesting to see because they will be recovering their first stage just like Falcon 9 recovery, but obviously their recovery technique is different what we have seen in SpaceX, but yeah, they are recovering their first stage booster. So in the payload fairing, they are also trying this thing. The thing which you are right now seeing is the contents of the payload fairing. There are double stack of the black sky satellites. First satellite is placed obviously over the top, and then they have this this section here, payload adapter as I should say, which is covering the second satellite here. And then when the first satellite will be deployed in the orbit, then this payload adapter will also go off, and then the second satellite will deploy. So this is the thing, and this is how the rocket will look like. This will have some, whenever you will see these reddish rings on this Electron rocket, just remember this version of the rocket is going to be recoverable. This red rings determine that. So yeah, that is the case here. Plague Dog says, can you say happy birthday to my friend Nick Kerr? Happy birthday to you, Nick Kerr, and have a blast today, but just don't go outside. Maybe avoid outside, do whatever you can go do from your home also only, and yeah, have a safe birthday. What else do we have? Asteroid Bennu. This was the final image taken by the OSIRIS-REx spacecraft of the asteroid Bennu when it was about to leave the asteroid. So as they say, in 2023 it will arrive back at our home planet, delivering a sample of rocks and dust captured from the asteroid. So this is not the first sample return mission which humanity has done from the asteroid. There have already been 2 sample return mission in the past, mainly from Japan for the Hayabusa 1 and Hayabusa 2 mission. Hayabusa 1 mission was partially unsuccessful, but then also they were able to retrieve some of the samples. They did not get the sample which they were expected to get, but yeah, they got something. Hayabusa 2 was fully successful. They were able to retrieve the samples, and now for the third time we are getting the samples from the asteroid, that to the courtesy of the OSIRIS-REx spacecraft. It has already collected the rocks, the dust from the asteroid, and now it is headed back to the planet Earth to see what do we have in store for us. So thank you so much, Daniel, for that $1. It really mean so much for me. Give us the rundown tomorrow again. Yes, very interesting to know what to expect. Okay, I will surely give us the rundown. And guys, whosoever has joined now and have not do not know what I do during the initial part of the stream, I strongly suggest that you join when I am streaming. When I just start streaming, because I discuss many important and many interesting things about the rocket, about the launch, about the payload, and all those things. Although it is becoming a bit repetitive, but needless to say, we are getting in something. At least if you guys are liking what what I do, what I try to explain, I can surely and repeat that again and again. No worries for that. And thank you so much, Mehran, for that $1. Really appreciate it. Clear weather forecast here in Eastern PA tomorrow. We'll have a look at the weather forecast for tomorrow also. So wow, guys, they have not cut off the stream till now, and we can see here the launcher is fully horizontal right now. The rocket is fully horizontal right now, and Yup, it is going into the vehicle assembly building, or it's not a vehicle assembly building to say. It is a building in which it can, they can store the rocket. So I think these are the rails here, and right now using these rails, this rocket is moving in the backward direction and going in this shed, in this bay or low bay or high. It's a low bay, right? It's not a mid bay or high bay like in Starship. Yes, it is moving in the backward direction. It is going in this shed. Now they're securing the launcher. We can see the people are also on the pad here. And yeah, that means they have already secured the launcher. So that's the thing here. Daniel says, can you explain the experiment and how it works and what we will gain from it? For sure, just join in early for my stream whenever I schedule it. Just join in at that time. I discuss a lot about the rocket, the payload, how the things will work. Surely, if you are that person who really wants to understand the phenomena, I would strongly suggest you join in early, and tomorrow I will discuss everything again. No worries. Cool. The next time they should do a metallic asteroid. Skylon. That would be, right now they are actually planning to go in for a metallic asteroid also. I don't remember the mission name, but I do remember there is one asteroid which they are aiming for, and it is made up of metal. So they will be going in for the metallic asteroid also. And talking about the asteroids and the metallic asteroids, guys, let's have a discussion about asteroid mining. Neil deGrasse Tyson has already said that the world's first trillionaire will be the person who figures out asteroid mining, because theoretically we have unlimited supply of resources on asteroid, and if we can figure out a way to mine those asteroids and bring the contents to the earth in a economically viable way, that would be a game changer. That would be a serious game changer. And thank you so much, Mark, for that $3. Appreciate it. The launch has been scrubbed. Yes, the launch has been scrubbed, but right now we are seeing the post scrub activities, and we can see the launcher being I think they are going in the backward direction. But yeah, what is the name of the asteroid mission? The name of the asteroid mission in which they sent the spacecraft today was the Osiris Rex. So the next mission they are planning in for some metallic one also. And yeah, the people are actually into this. They are especially the businessmen. They are figuring out how they can mine the asteroid. See, the problem is not mining the asteroid. We can mine the asteroid. There are so many theories, so many experiments, and they have been successful also on the Earth. Problem is not that they know how to mine the asteroid. The problem is how do they economically transport the contents of the asteroid back to the earth. That is a problem here. I mean, they can surely mine the asteroid, but is it economically viable? I mean, the contents which they are mining and the investment which they are putting in, the launch cost, the spacecraft cost, the development cost, whether all those be greater than the mined product, then they won't be going in for the asteroid mining. Obviously, when the investment is lesser than the mined product, then obviously they will be going in for asteroid mining. So the thing which they need to figure out is the economical viability for asteroid mining. So yeah, that is the thing. What time is it launching? Tomorrow it will be launching at 8:06 EDT. So do look out for that. Okay, have a look at the updates here. Great coverage. Our family has watched you several nights in a row. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much, Robert. I really appreciate that. I mean, I'm so happy that you all guys, support me and obviously like the work I do, because waking up at 3 a.m. doing all the streams wouldn't have been a great success if all those comments and interaction with you guys would not have been there. So thank you so much for you also for being there. And yeah, I hope that you also come in for all other launches stream which I do. Not only this, I do every rocket launch that happens in the space industry, and the space events too. So do join in for every stream. Okay, so can you say happy birthday to my sister, Any girl? I already did that, I think so. Happy birthday, Any girl. Needless to say, this launch scrubbing for clouds and wind makes me miss the Hafasad days of the 60s. Yup, I was not there at that time, but I can imagine what you are trying to say, because at that time weather was a bit of a concern and the rocket launch scrubs were more frequent than what we have today, because obviously the weather was not that much predictable. So yeah. Thank you so much, Kimberly, for that $1. See you tomorrow if you are doing the stream. Yeah, I'm not going anywhere. I will be doing the stream. But I will just request you guys, please join me early. Join this channel, this stream early, because you will miss a great amount of stuff if you don't join early. So yeah. Happy birthday to anyone's sister. Yes. Dawn Moore. I can see that, Rocket Gyan. Dawn Moore, be careful with the happy birthday request. They are trying to get you to say the bad words. I know. So I'll be more careful. Actually, the thing is, I should not say it on the stream, otherwise people will use it, and yeah, I won't say that. It's okay. And see, this happened, guys. We don't need your thoughts or prayers. We need your read to show the world how. Okay, something has happened. Something has happened in the sky. Guys. No! Okay. And whichever country has suffered this thing, I mean, this is not good. And whatever phenomena which you are seeing here, I think those are the anti-missile missiles firing at those missiles to, mitigate any as such harm to the ground. So this is a fight between the missiles which you are seeing. This is a big news coming up. I don't have I don't have any other info regarding this thing, but yeah, you should check out what has happened. And guys, this is my profile. You can surely follow me on Twitter. And we have a very big news here. The core stage prepares for mating to the boosters and the teams have completed their review of the green run data, showing an excellent and very close to predictions performance during the hot fire of the SLS, the Space Launch System, if you are following that. So setting up Artemis 1 as early as November, people were saying that this Artemis 1 mission could be shifted to the next year, and now this is big. Things are getting earlier now. We can, this Artemis 1 could happen as early as November. This is a big news which we are getting here. So kudos to the team, whosoever has worked on that thing. Okay, I think now we can end the stream possibly. Or if you have any other questions, you can surely ask me. Otherwise, we can end the stream. I will make some informative videos on myself. Okay, Rajesh Singh, will look into it. Actually, I am running way behind on my video upload schedule, so I should be catching up on that also. So let's see how that works out. Did the rocket take off? Nope. What are the artificial auroras for? Actually, these artificial auroras are actually you know, they are actually a means to understand the understand auroras as such, as in a broad way. So when they are creating these artificial auroras in the sky, the NASA is creating these, they are actually measuring the formation, the energy and the momentum which it is imparting, and how the kinematics of those things, of those aurora particles happens in the sky, how they move, how they transfer the energy, how they transfer the momentum, and all those things. So they need to, you know, this is more of a research experiment which they are doing, so that they can better understand the aurora. And if you ask me, why do we need to understand these auroras, the answer is simple. Answer is very simple, because auroras actually form on, you know, any planet which has a good amount of magnetic field, and auroras can actually tell a good amount of data about a planet, because if you know how the auroras are behaving, how the things are happening in the auroras, you can tell the strength of the magnetic field. You can actually tell the composition of the you know, the in the upper atmosphere of that planet, if it has any atmosphere, what are the particles are on there, because it, and every other particle will give you know, that different color to the aurora. In Jupiter, the auroras are purple in color. In on Earth, it is more like greenish in color, and it so it actually depends on the atoms, the neutral atoms it is interacting with. So studying these auroras will give us more info about the planet itself, and we'll have you know, more information about any planet without even going to the planet and sending something to the planet. We can just point a telescope there, we can observe those auroras as they form, and we can get some information out of it. So yeah, can you wish the happy 15th anniversary to Ken Rogers, please? Happy 15th anniversary to Ken Rogers. Have a blast, man. And yeah, just don't go outside. I would say again, whatever you want to do inside your homes, and make a cake, or just search in YouTube or whatever, and you will get something out of it. So yeah. Black Brent 12 rock is scrubbed till Wednesday. That is true. Thank you so much, guys. I think now we can end the stream, and I can sleep maybe. And we can see, and we can have a look at the rocket tomorrow. This today was so close to the launch. I mean, oh man, we were around we were down to T minus 2 minutes or so, and at the very last moment we heard a no go from the launch director. That was a bummer there. What time will you come on tomorrow? You will get the if you will subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon, you will get the notification whenever I come live, and you will get the scheduled no scheduled live stream. Actually, I can't tell you, because it depends on where, in which time location, in which time zone you are situated in, so it depends on that. Matt says, thanks so much, Matt, for that $5. First of all, this is such a great stream. Thank you so much. Will you please tell my beautiful girlfriend Jennifer hello? Yep, why not? Hi Jennifer, I hope you are doing great, and I hope you are, you know, just looking at those rocket launches, if you are interested in this. And if you are not, I would highly suggest join any live stream, and you know, experience the rocket launch. You will not regret it. And I hope you have a good relationship with Matt. So yeah. No, you have not missed anything, Lucien. Only thing is it has been scrubbed again for the same time tomorrow. Okay. Auto transcription plus auto translation plus technical language. Yes, that if you mix all those things, this is what you get. Okay, cool. I think that's it for today. I don't seem to have any other update here. So yeah, we should end the stream now. NASA is in Florida. The Wallops facility actually is in Virginia. Kev F2378. The Wallops facility from where the rocket will be launching tomorrow is in Virginia. So yeah, that's it. So we can end the stream now, and oh man, I must sleep now. So thank you so much for tuning in. Really appreciate it. We were so close yet so far. We were down to 2 minutes and it was about to launch. Let's hope that does not happen tomorrow and we have some clear view of the rocket, clear view of the sky, and the winds are in the range. So with that note, until then, this is Priyanshu Roila. You just saw Rocket Gyan. Stay safe, stay healthy, and